Not looking too hot, are you now, Big Shaq? Oh, god damn. Hello internet and welcome to a video you're probably already frantically typing in the comments how I stole everything from the intro to what I'm saying right now straight from film theory, and where I have to be covering a theory about this guy.
Man's not hot, fam.
Big Shaq, Roadman. So, if you don't know who this guy is, you've either been living under a rock or you've just decided to forget dead memes, because this may or may not be a dead meme. But let's jump into it. So this guy got famous from this video right here, where he makes a bunch of random noises and implements it into a song, and he actually got famous and made a music video of it, which is playing in the background right here. And we're going to be covering the main lyric, the main chorus, the title of the song, Man's Not Hot. So to start this theory off, we're actually going to be going on over to his verified video, his genius video, not actually one of his music videos.
Man's not dumb, man's not hot, man don't get cold.
So I'm sure Big Shaq planned his words very carefully to make sure that we can theorize about this, but he has these two terms that completely contradict each other, and a third one that could just be plain wrong.
Man got for maths. I was alright, I did good still. I got like D. Man knows algebra.
He got a D in algebra, which is 8th to 9th grade math.
Pythagoras theorem. You know about that?
Okay, so this man basically failed 8th grade math. That's horrible. That's not smart at all. But, I mean, he did rise to fame and is very trending right now with his song, Man's Not Hot. So that is pretty smart, and I gotta give it to him for that one.
You man fought, I froze.
This is huge. So if Big Shaq froze, that means he's frozen, which is cold. And earlier, remember, he said, man don't get cold. But obviously he's not using froze in the literal sense. He's meaning it in the way of looks and actions. So if we know this is what he means by froze and cold, we can now turn around and see what he means by hot.
I see a pen girl, then I pose. Pen means good looking. You get me? So that means if I see you, you get me?
He has to be talking about looks. Since he's not good looking, he can't be hot. Man's not hot.
Yo, babes. Man can never be hot. Perspiration thing. Links effect.
Notice how he doesn't say man's not hot, he says man can never be hot. This is because he's talking about looks, and looks are permanent. Never means permanent. You solely cannot change your looks to be hot. And we know for a fact he's talking about looks in this situation because he says links effect. And links effect is the task of spraying deodorant on less attractive men found to make them more appealing. That is all looks. So now we know that what Big Shaq means by man's not hot is that he is not hot, he is unattractive. Still not convinced? This will destroy the skeptics out there, put the final nail in the coffin. I'm going to be talking about and destroying the other conflicting case. Man don't get cold. So in the event that we are talking about looks and that is what he means, then that means man don't get cold is not referring to that literally. He's saying that in the realm of looks, you cannot get cold. If someone can be hot, but Big Shaq is not hot, that would not mean that Big Shaq is cold. Man's not cold. If you're still not understanding what I'm saying, if an attractive girl walked by, you would say that is a hot girl, but if a non-so-attractive girl walked by, you wouldn't say that is a cold girl, you would say that is an ugly girl, so cold does not exist. So that means Big Shaq could never be cold ever. Okay, so for a recap.
Man's not dumb.
Because he found the algorithm to reach internet fame.
Man's not hot.
Because he thinks he's unattractive.
Man don't get cold.
You would say you are ugly, not you are cold. Pretty convincing, eh? But I know some of you will still be typing in the comments trying to find holes in my theory, like what about the time when he actually mentioned degrees, 40 degrees, and when he was talking about the sun in the Genius review? Well, let's cover that right now.
It's not hot, never hot. 40 degrees, that man's not hot, come on, yo.
So previously he was trying to throw us off by saying man's not hot, and he wanted us to think about like jackets, heat, everything like that, but this time he is actually talking about temperature. So as we know, Big Shaq has not told a lie yet, as we have proven the truth of the 3 sentences before, even though they contradicted each other and seemed very wrong. The normal human body temperature is 37 degrees Celsius. Now, if the human body reached 40 degrees Celsius, that would be enough to be a lethal dose of heat and could kill you. So in comparison, 37 degrees is probably what Big Shaq was recording at. He probably wasn't sick or anything. So if Big Shaq was recording at 37 degrees, that would be cold in comparison to the 40 degrees, which would be lethal. So Big Shaq is not attractive, he's not good looking or anything like that, but as we know, he is human, so he can get hot and cold. But hey, that's just a theory. Santa's theory. And cut.
You got to swing what you got to save your soul. Swing what you got for it gets old. When troubles gather round, don't start in to frown. Just put on your dancing shoes and dance them